Masechet Menahot Daf Kuvav Amud Aleph, 22 lines down. Pirashti Minha Shais when Mishnah says that if someone's already specified to bring a minha of a certain Isrim, but I don't know how many Isrim, he brings 60 Isrim. But he says no. You bring all possible minahot from 1 to 60. No, no. Actually, someone said I brought a specified minha and I mentioned it in one vessel of Esronim. The end of that, I don't know how many Esronim I said. يبي من حاشة شيم مسلم دبر أبي حميم بربي أمر يبي من حاشة شيم ما يخاف بعد شيم like we said in the Mishnah. And ألف مش مهم أكتر شيم which total equals the total from 1 to 60. That's 1,830 Esronim. Okay, Pirashti when they are me'ezom hen Pirashti if I specified minha, but I don't recall which one of the five. Then the comparison I don't know how many I specified. If you حماش من حوالي 20 20 Esronim, you bring 5 minahot of 60 from each. عشان الشلاش much was 600. 300 sorry. تبري 500 حبيبي no يعني في 5 من 20 مسؤولين 125. You have to bring all 5 1 to 60 عشان 9,150. That's 9,150 in total. My convince me, what is the basis of the مخلوقات? ما أعرف حسب المتابعة الحين تحول نظرات مثل مخلوق من able to bring non-hectare stuff into الحصر. بيز سبار عسول الحين سنحن نزرع بيز هو ساسور. طبعا صار متار الحين سنحن نزرع. أنا خمم هو that is متار. Therefore, since we can't mix it in the same vessel, Hachamim say that 60 in one vessel, and you make a condition if I'm meant to do 60, then all of it should be if not. Rabbi says no. You're not to bring it to the Haser of Kadosh. Therefore, bring 60 separate ones, each one being from 1 to 60, and then you make sure that each one should be a separate korban. Rabbi Amar has a different answer. Everybody agrees you know how to bring it back. المثال عارف حباب من دبان ممكن نحط له ولا يقدر mix a خيوب قربان with voluntary قربان. Runs out المثال عارف حباب الدبار. رحم زي allowed to mix it. That's why you could do one vessel. Rabbi Savar حسب عارف حباب الدبار. Rabbi says not allowed. That's why you split it up. أما بيا رفا عايز رفا. البلان دام المثال عارف حباب الدبار هذا إنه شتيك مستين بكون تحمل سي able to mix it. How would you do the two different كماتين? One says the commits فذا commits do separately. Who says maybe you're doing the mandatory for the voluntary and the voluntary for the mandatory? Or it says to tell it without coin, you are leaving it in the intention of the coin. He says basically, wherever the coin does it now. The first time should be the mandatory, but the second time should be voluntary. How do you burn it? You burn the first one, it's voluntary. You burn the mandatory. The whole thing's mandatory. Therefore, you don't have remainder. The remainder was missing between the Kemitza and the burning in Maktil Kumetz, then you can't burn the Komets. So he was burn the mandatory one first. You can't do that. In the how do you burn a voluntary one? تبقى كل الحبايب من holding mandatory بخرجوا من الرجيم عليه وبحط له anything that's meant to be burned it has you know if anything that's placed on it's you're not allowed to burn it. I'm gonna be able to read that شو مبازي تمسك له الشيء معتين be burned voluntary with in mind for firewood وكتب زلك رزق ستة ما تدهنا وجزء منه ده يعني خاخ يتام عليه بعد هذا the shmitim you can't put random stuff for as a korban be able to bring up other things as a firewood. Maybe if I would agree that it's mutar to make mandatory and voluntary. That Rabbanan itlu the Rabbi Rabbi Hamim hold like Rabbi Eliezer, but Rabbi Eliezer and Hachamim and Rabbi does not hold like Rabbi Eliezer. That's machloek that you let him make firewood. Amalei says to ask him. Hey, if you think that Rabbi allows you to mix mandatory and voluntary, but Rabbi he does not agree to the Eliezer. If Shard Mati Shitin Bahamana, is it possible to bring the second round by bringing 6 Eastern on one vessel? The Hamamana and bring one more Eastern on one vessel. Well, Magalu Kamis and let them touch each other. Let the contents touch each other, and then do Kamitza from both. Since he does not allow that, it must be, and therefore he makes you separate into 1,830 different options. Must be they can't mix. Rav Amar says the kula amma mutar le'eref chan everybody agrees allowed to make mandatory and voluntary. The kula ma'et le'eref everybody holds like a blazer. V'achav and mishut the b'rila zera b'Yaakov and ben to find machloket they have is the same machloket of Eliezer and Ben Yaakov and Hachmim Tan. I feel min hashishim is around even if min have 60 is around of flour, no 10 hashishim log, you do 60 log of oil per the 60 flour. But the Ezra ben Yaakov Mer, he holds, I feel min hashishim is around illa lugaha. Even the min have 60 is around of flour, still has one log of oil. Shneimar, min have lo log shem. Rabbanan Sabri ben Adam shishim log. Hachamim, Rabbi agreed to Hachamim that 60 log is brought. Each Yisran go takes his own log. Rabbi Samar Rabbi Lazar Yaakov, Damar in la lugaha. لأن حدا منها هي بتسجل بحد لقى يشتغل على وجه دين شنوي. Says Chaim say no, one is good enough, and therefore I don't know if I have a 60 log for this or one log item. I don't have to make it proportionate. Okay. Ramash Mirash says, "Bekatan and a small one." Guy made a vow to bring a small one, but then he brought a large one. Hamim hold that if you vow to bring a small one, you brought a large one instead, so he'll say. The priest said, "But that's not said that he brings different ones." But if the Bahad doesn't know, he was not spoken already before. Tamish says it, but Katan Vigado Yatsa. Someone wanted to bring a small one, but then instead brought a large one. He said, "If he has not yet, why is it the same say why would we need to repeat this machloket again? Mar says Sicha, need to by mincha and by a korban. The eat mar beha, if you only mention in the case of the mincha, beha kama ben maybe only hachmim say over there you say mission the eat of eat kometsu because you could do one kimitza. But the kind of vision regarding the animal, maybe over there since you are adding sacrificial parts, maybe you would agree that you can't bring a larger animal. He only mentioned the halka by the animal, but Rabbi said that it won't count with a bigger animal. But maybe that Menha he'll agree to Hachmin because it's not contingent in size. Tzricha different in both cases. Siman Aisim Zav, Yain Allah to da sure. No Mishnah. Hare Alai Esim. Someone says I want to bring wood from the Beach. Levichot Mishnah Gizrin has to bring at least two logs because he meant plural. It seemed plural. Levona is in Levana, Levchot Mikomet is bringing comets. Hamisha Kimasim, there are five types of Kimatim. How may I have Levana? Someone says I want to bring Levana. Levchot Mikomet is bringing comets, like we said. And David Minaha, someone says I want to do Minaha. Neve Imaha Komets Levana is bringing a comets Levana. Hamed the comment Minahos Mahayab, someone who offers a comment outside the Levana Dash Chayav. Shnei Bezechim Teorin Shnei Kimatim, and the two spoonfuls of Levana require two Kimatim as well. So that is referring to the two levunas are placed by the lachna panim on the shulchan. They each must contain a kometz of levuna. Harei zahav. Sometimes I want to bring gold to the betamatash. Leiv chod min zahav is bring one gold dinar. Kesev silver. Leiv chod min dinar is bring one silver dinar. Nehoshet copper. Leiv chod min ma'ah kesev. The minimum is a silver ma'ah. Pirashti because I specified a certain amount. I don't know what I meant. I don't know what I said. Yehem vi ach yomar la lekach nekavti. He has to bring all the type of that type of metal. Let's say I don't know how much silver I donated. Is I bring all silver until he said, okay, I definitely did not mean more than this. Tanabran, korban says korban. The mention this means the person can donate wood. The kama how much is the minimum? Shnei gazilin two logs. The person says, but I had to go to lot of people. Korban haitzim. B'yamer haitzim korban him. The wood is a korban to the melech, and therefore since it's like a korban mencha, you put salt on it. Latin Hagashay also to bring near the southwest corner there like the korban mencha. Ramar Baba says, "Let there be according to Rabbi. I seem to need kmitzah. Wood should need kmitzah." Mar Baba, let there be according to Rabbi. I seem to need azin. Wood as a korban needs other wood as a firewood for the korban. Next part of Mishnah. Levana leifchad mekometz levana. You need to bring at least a kometz. Minan I know some tativ. Herim minu mekotzom misot minha mishamina et kol levana. Mekish levana v'harmal inachabi. The pasuk compares levana to the minha. Maharama b'mhat kometz is like by the minha is with the comments. After that, I'm going to do Levana also as the comments. Tabranan, Hariam Beach, if someone says I want to bring something from his Beach, the Levana brings Levana. She'en l'chad levar sheker l'gan Beach Levana. Because nothing that you bring is on Beach except for Levana. Meaning the Levana is the only thing that's burned completely. Pirashti, any of them Pirashti. The guy says, I brought something, but I don't know what wanted to bring. You can bring any of the thing, each of the things, one korban from anything that's brought from the Beach. Betulaga, no other things are burned back, but Allah also is burnt in the back completely. It's true, but the hide is given to the Kohanim. Levana is not given to anybody else. But the verla is completely burnt. The one says Ika, that's not true because the crop and feathers are also not burnt. But Ika and Nesachim, but the Nesachim, the is not brought in, which is completely burnt in the back. The one says the Shetina that is poured into the gutters of the back, not actual fire. فإيكا من حد نزخين but من حد نزخين is burnt on the behalf. And it says given the إيكا من حد أخذ من كونهم منخا منها, since there's a type of mincha that kohanim eat from it, lo psikale, it's not considered the mincha. The mincha korban is not exclusive. It's not an exclusive type of thing only from the Mizbeach. It is used elsewhere. Like we see, it is used for Minhat Nesachim. However, the Levan is never consumed by people. Okay, the guy says gold, bring only gold coin. The Daman ask maybe means like a sliver of gold. Why is it a coin? The Gemara says, Mar Bezar, the Mar Be'ah. He's going to mention coin. But then pretty maybe a peruta, not a good dinar. The Gemara says, Mar Peruta de Dav le Adinchi. It's not common to make a gold peruta. Minimum amount was dinar, that's why we call minimum. Kesef dinar, same thing. Silver dinar. They don't ask maybe it's a silver slice. Mar Lazar, the Amraveh, he mentioned coin. They don't put has not come pruta. Mar Ship, we have to seek the case where silver pruta were not used. In the Hosh leave Chalam Kesef, when it's copper as the silver the amount of copper which is equal to a silver ma'a. Tanya, a person cannot bring less than a small copper fork. Was it why? Because that silver fork, copper fork rather, can be used to trim the wicks and clean up the lamps in the Nura. Barzell, regarding iron from this bit of Midrash, Tanya Bar says, I hear him say, person should not bring less than an amount to make a crow chaser, which is like a type of scarecrow type of item, or the other opinion is that they used to have square plates with nails on the edges, like some stores do that so birds don't land on it. They have that b'midrash, so that's the minimum of copper, iron rather. The kama, how much is that? I'm going to say an amma of iron. You can learn the version of chod me'amama. The maya hazeh, what's the freeze form? It says the kaya arif, but the crow chaser. Nachalan and the men.